Chris Reardon.
Evening, gang. Welcome along. It's a very hot, sunny Tuesday, the 20th of July 2021. A very good evening, you, and welcome to tonight's United Kingdom tour, coming to you from Bracknell in Berkshire. My little box isn't working tonight. I don't know why that is. My little box, I don't know why that's not working tonight. Maybe it just requires that. Sometimes that happens and I just have to restart the computer. Oh no, it's all fallen apart now. Hang on a minute. What have I done here? Oh dear. Hang on a minute. Just a minute. Oh, is it upside down or what have I done there? Oh, there we are. That's better. Now the wire's not cut. Oh, Christ. Mustn't touch things, dear, before... There we are. That's on there. So I'm having to use the mouse today. You probably won't even notice, to be honest. You know, I'm just going to use the mouse tonight. So I hope you're well. Another beautiful day here. Very, very hot again. Managed to get a swim in. What did I have for dinner today? Oh, I can't remember now. Oh, I had a couple of vegan pasties from Aldi and some baked beans and a couple of rolls. That was nice. And then I didn't do much else today, really. No, I didn't do much else. Didn't see my mate today because he's busy at the moment. Yesterday, here we got this on the list of things to talk about. Have you ever had an operation cancelled? An operation or a procedure? A procedure. Have you had a procedure cancelled or anything like that? Now, do you know, I've just realised, how do we get the email up? There it is. I can't remember how to do these things now because this button box is out. Do you mind if I just try and unplug it and plug it back in again? Do you mind? Can you talk amongst yourself? Put another camera on here so you can see what's going on there. There we are. That one to do. There we are. Right. I'm just going to plug something in and unplug it again. Just a minute. It's a right mess in here. Mess, isn't it? Oh, I've got to follow where the wire goes now. 1 minute now. Stay there. Where's that go? It goes in. Is that the one there? No, hang on. That looks like right. Okay. If I probably will go off now. 1 minute. Let's see what happens. Will that sort it? Oh, that's sorted. Here, that's working now. Look. Yeah. I knew it'd be easy as that. Yeah, so it's the case with most stuff, isn't it? Eh? You just unplug it and plug it back in again and it bursts into life. How fabulous like that. What a shame it's not like that when you're dead. You know, you might not want to be dead at that point, in which case they can't plug you back in, or not always. Don't believe all that on Casualty, dear. They come with that thing, don't they? You know that thing? Hang on, let's swap the cameras. I'll do a demonstration. I'm going to do a demonstration now. Right, here we go. Well, hang on a minute. Where is it? Camera too wide. There we are. Right, I'm going to do this demonstration. So you're there. I can't lay flat down. Right, it's not like business class in BA. You can only ever dream of being in one of those seats, can't you, my loves? Eh? It's not like the business class in BA where you push the button and you lay flat like that. So you're going to have to just imagine I'm laying flat and dead. Okay? Imagine I'm laying flat and I'm dead. Okay? All right. So anyway, I'll try and do it without moving my lips. Okay? Try and do it without moving my lips. Right? Okay? And then they come with that. What's going on with this blasted thing here? Just a minute. Well, it's not taking the weight of my legs. Right, I'll try. I'll do my best. Okay. So you like that, and then they call out, don't they? Hang on. Oh, get the crash trolley, quick crash trolley, and they come and they rip off those 2 bits of plastic from that thing, don't they? They put it on your chest. Okay. Charging to 150. And you go like that, and you and they're looking at the machine, and the line's going like that, isn't it? Right. Charging to 200. Oh, nurse, I don't think. Do you think we should call time? No, not yet. Let's give it another go. Let's live it. Charging to 300. And they put the paddles on there. And I go, beep, 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 beep. And then you're back alive again. And then fab. Ain't like that in the hospital. No, don't usually work. Didn't you know that? Don't want to worry you. If you end up in hospital with a heart attack, don't usually work. It might work for 5 minutes. You might get another 5 minutes of life, and then that's it. You're gone, mate. Huh? So have you ever have you ever had a hospital operation or a procedure cancelled at the last minute? I ask you this on the show tonight because that happened to my mate yesterday. He was supposed to go into the hospital. I think he's got to be there at 4:30, something like that. He's got to have loads of wires and tubes put on him. Something to do with his sleeping and breathing, possibly sleep apnea. Does that sound about right? Something like sleep apnea, I think. Something like that. Anyway, so he's halfway there yesterday, okay, to the hospital, and he gets the phone call from the hospital. I'm really sorry, we're going to have to cancel the operation. And that was it. That was it. Now, my mate is not one to hold his temper, really, but I was really surprised that he did. He was telling me on the phone, as soon as the hospital rang, he rang me afterwards and told us what happened. They'd cancelled his study. I think it's called a study, right? Cancelled the study, and he was on his way home, and that's what happened. Isn't that awful? I mean, bad enough for that. That is, I mean, I don't want to make light of it, but that was only like a study type thing. You imagine going somewhere for a new kidney. No. You know, you're on the way to the hospital for a new kidney or something like that, right? And you're almost there, and you get a phone call. I'm really sorry, we have to cancel your. Someone's dropped the kidney. Don't laugh. Oh, hello. Yeah. I'm ever so sorry. The heart has stopped beating. It's no good anymore. Hello, was it? It was a liver, wasn't it, Mrs. Owen? Was it a liver? Yeah, I'm ever so sorry. The liver has arrived, but the ice all melted around it, so it's cooked. Can you just imagine the lefties watching this? Oh, that's not really funny. I knew someone once with a liver transplant, and that happened to him. I found that really offensive. Well, don't watch then. Don't watch then. It's called humour, you dickheads. Dear me. It must be awful, though, to be cancelled. However, this morning, he received another phone call from them, and they said, we're going to try and fit you in today. Be by a phone. Okay, yeah, fair enough. And he got the call, I think, around about 12 o'clock, something like that. I was in the swimming pool at the time. No, I wasn't. I was on the way to the swimming pool. I did 12:30 to 1:30 today in the pool. Oh, it's so nice going in the pool at the moment, isn't it? Have you been in a swimming pool in this heat? Oh, it's lovely. I'll tell you what, it's busy as well. Very busy. Very busy in there. We get 45-minute slots in there. I'm in the medium, but I'm not fast enough for the fast, and I'm too fast for the slow, so I'm in the medium pool. And it's just glorious. I mean, you accustom yourself just by sit on the edge, because the water's going to be cold. The hotter it is out here, the colder the water feels, right? Okay? So you just put your little feet in, you know, and hang over the edge like that, you know. Swing your feet like a child on a tall stool, something like that. And within 20 seconds, that seems to cool your whole body down, so that when you put the rest of your great big carcasses in there, my great big carcass, then it's not so bad, and that works quite well, you know. Anyway, so he got his phone call, and when I came out of the swimming pool, I had my shower, I got changed, I picked up the phone, and there was a missed call from him, so I rang him and he said, oh, they've called me in this afternoon. So that is where he is now. My mate's in hospital at the moment. Has that happened to you? Have you ever been, stopped from going in because, I don't know, not enough beds, whatever the reason, dropped the kidney, something like that? He's in the hospital now, and literally 20 minutes ago, he rang me and says he's in there now, and he is all wired up. Would you like to see a picture of my mate wired up? Would you like to see that? Would you like to see that? If so, I will require 14 likes. I will require 14 likes to show you the picture. It's on the phone. I haven't had time to put it on there because it was just done so recently. How do you like the show? Underneath the little screen, there is a thumbs up and a thumbs up down. Click the thumbs up, okay, and that will give me a like. It's all to do with the YouTube algorithms, all right? So appreciate you doing that. Give me 14 likes and I show you the picture of my mate all wired up in hospital. If you're new to the show, a warm welcome along to you. My name's Chris Reardon. We just come in here a couple of times a week and have a bit of a laugh for an hour or so, a couple of hours sometimes. All right. If you want to contact me and you're in the chat box trying to talk to me, I'm not in the chat box at all. Please, if you'd like to contact me for the show, either use a text message up there, top to right-hand corner, I think it is for you. Or left, I'm not quite sure. What side is it for you? That side. Right. Is that right? Is that right? I don't know. What it's at the top on one of the sides. 07451 287 337 is my text number. 07451 287 337. Or you can send an email. The email address is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. We have 2 likes at the moment, okay? To show you a picture of my mate all wired up, we require, please, 14 likes on the show today. Okie doke, let's read some of your messages today. Good evening to Gary Ross, texting in from Northern Ireland. A very good evening to Gary and the lovely Leslie. I'm sure she's there with you as well. Evening to Richard. There's our Richard Morris. Morning, Richard. Morning, Richard. I can see your knees, he says. What? He says, the message I just sent was, I can see your knees, but because you were talking on your show, the words and start added to it as well. Richard has never had an operation cancelled because he goes private. I had a feeling you would do, Richard. You just pay when you need a new heart, didn't you? You know. Are you one of those people that pay people in other countries to have someone murdered so that you can have one of their organs? I mean, why not if you've got the money? You know, why not if you get... That does happen, you know. Joking aside, that does happen. Good evening today to Diane Jebb. Good evening, Diane. Welcome to our show. Evening to Mark Bowles. Hello, sausage. I saw your little boy asleep upside down. What's all that about? You know, if you need some money for a bed, just ask. His little bed was with his girlfriend. His little boy was with his girlfriend, and the boy had kind of fallen asleep, half off the sofa, down like that, and is fast asleep. Don't children fall asleep in strange places? Have you noticed that? I would have got a bucket of water and slung it over him. Wakey, wakey, SJ! Evening to you, Mark. Hello to George Bonds. Good evening, George. Welcome along. Good evening to Stephen Petty. Evening, Stephen. Hello to you. All is safe here and happy. Good evening to lovely Maureen in London. Evening, Maureen. And Fran Green is in the house as well, who says, evening, Chris. Hope you are well. So thank you for that, Fran. There's an email as well if you want to join in by email, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. We want 14 likes to show you the picture of my mate this evening. All right. Sorry, I've still got this bit of a frog. Funnily enough, it wasn't there this morning. It wasn't there this morning. It was there yesterday morning, you know, with a little bit of phlegm coming up every now and again. It certainly wasn't there at all this morning. It's just come back. I wonder if it's the air conditioning, actually. I've got air conditioning in my bedroom, and I've had that on, like, pretty permanent. I had it all last night. I had it on all last night. It was so sticky and hot, wasn't it? It really makes a difference. I'm very lucky to be able to have something like that. Now, Apple computers. Have you got an Apple computer and are you ordering things with it? Because it could be costing you more money. Here is a picture of an Apple Mac. There we are. Look at that. I think it's an Apple Mac. Are they all called Apple Macs, or some of them called other things? Apple Mac, Apple computer. They're not called a PC, are they? A PC is a Microsoft soft thing, isn't it? They're not called PCs. It is an Apple Mac. Who in the world is rich enough to own one of those devices? Well, if you do, it could be costing you money when you order stuff. As you know, I order most of my stuff off Amazon. Don't know if it affects the Amazon, but the Daily Mail came out with this little story at the weekend. Interesting. The government is to crack down on greedy online retailers that use Big Brother tactics to identify shoppers with expensive Apple computers so that they can quote higher prices. Didn't know they could do that, did you? So you have to remember, every computer has an identity, all right? If the police If I sent something, this is where I don't understand how the keyboard warriors, maybe they've got one of those virtual private N things, VPN numbers. I think if you've got a VPN number, I don't think your computer can be traced. But every computer has its own address, its own number, right? So if I was to send something direct to someone without going through a VPN, the police could do stuff. I don't know what, I'm not a technician, but they could do stuff and find out who owns that computer, and I would be arrested. Okay? You know. I think all these trolls and that, the people that send vile messages to various celebrities, this, that and the other, I think it's awful. But I think they use some sort of software. I believe it's called a VPN. I'm not wary of how such a thing works, to be honest. It says the government is to crack down on greedy online shop retailers that use Big Brother tactics to identify shoppers with expensive Apple computers so that they can, quote, high up prices. Shocking, isn't it, eh? Just because you got a bit more money, why should you be paying more for, I don't know, this brass bell than anyone else? Do you like my brass bell? I did say this morning I was going to show you this. My mate gave me this. He didn't want it anymore. See, Mark, you could have this. I could send this to you, Mark. Right? And if you've got one of those Amazon devices, right, put it next to that, okay? Right? Give me access so that I can drop in. Let me know if I'm losing you here, anyone, okay? And I'll explain it to you. If you put one of your Amazon devices next to it, you know, I'll give you my my Amazon address so that you can drop into my speaker at any time. And then if you want something, I'll be there. You and I can make it. Da, 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 la 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 la. I'll be there. I love that song. Is that Diana Ross? Can't remember now. Back to this story. Officials are examining measures to halt the exploitation of consumers by companies, including airlines, which harvest computer data and then use it to tailor prices for individual shoppers. I had no idea they could do this. Data is big business, isn't it? There's always people trying to sell your information to someone else, and then they try and sell you. The answer is, of course, don't buy anything if you see an advert on the thing. But of course, it's easier said than done. I wonder how many adverts for an item. Say, for example, this brass bell, right? If I started advertising, how many emails would I have to send out to sell one of those? Must be thousands, tens of thousands, isn't it? The business secretary, Kwasi Kwarteng, will this week set out plans to tackle rip-off practices, including sneaky fees that are added at checkouts and forcing companies to switch to an opt-in system for subscription renewals. Now, I've got a thing with these subscriptions. I'm very, very wary of signing up to anything that is a monthly thing. A monthly subscription. Because I see these stories, right? And they're very difficult sometimes to get out of. Very difficult. You don't seem to be able to cancel them. I don't think I've ever signed up to anything monthly, to be honest, on the internet. Yeah, oh, well, there's Spotify. My music thing. The Skype number is one payment a year. I'm struggling to think of it. I don't think I signed up to anything. Nothing. You know, none of these monthly, you know, rent the software things or anything like that. Because I think they can. Some of them, not all of them. Some of them can be difficult to unsubscribe from. I've heard stories. You know, especially the dodgy websites. You know. Why anyone would want to subscribe to those anyway, I don't know, because it's all free anyway, you know. Just type in various things. Why they want to see this is a particular person, probably, you know. He said it includes taxes. It can include taxes and fees added by airlines, such as extras for luggage, where charges are optional, such as paying for faster delivery. Traders will be told to make it clear what is the cheapest option. unscrupulous firms that gather large quantities of consumer data, including information that helps them estimate someone's wealth by detecting the computer they are using, are also likely to face a clampdown. It's disgusting, isn't it? It really is. This bloke in charge of fairer finance says it's totally unacceptable to penalise people based on the type of computer they're using. And that's the other thing, I say, you're penalising the rich people. Not necessarily. There'll be someone with not much money who spent a great deal of time saving up because they want an Apple computer. They might be just as poor as the rest of us. Don't necessarily have to have several mansions all over the country, like I have, incidentally. Young people, if they want a pair of £200 trainers, they will save up for those, but they're not rich. £50 here, £50 for your wages here, another £50 there, and I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks' time if they're lucky. With their little Saturday jobs, they can afford that pair of trainers. Bit of a waste of money if you ask me, but that's what they want. They don't have to be rich to own an Apple computer. The stuff in this room is fairly basic, really. I don't have specially made computers or anything like that to do my video. They are bog standard, higher end computers. They're quite high spec to carry the video out. If it was just audio only, I wouldn't need such a high spec, but that's it. Up in Lincolnshire, my computers there are second-hand ones. They're refurbished. Fast savings on those. They're refurbished, not even new. Prices for Apple Mac computers are higher than those of the rivals, with their cheapest MacBook Air laptop costing £999, and professional-grade Mac Pro computers start at £5,500, they are. The professional Mac computers. One technology expert says it's very easy to tell if someone's using a Mac if you know what you're doing. Jack Moore from the cybersecurity firm Est says, we are all familiar with having to click on the accept cookies button, but we forget what it actually means. Now, how many of you know what that means? Because I don't. I just want to get into the website. So you click it, don't you? You don't read it. How many times you signed up to something and not read the terms and conditions, eh? You mean to tell me that you sit there in front of that screen and scroll down and read all the small print? I don't. Very foolish, really. Not anything, really. I rarely read that small print. We don't, do we? And they know you don't. I don't know what that accept cookies means. All I want to know is that I can get into the website, so therefore I click yes. That's it. Well, it means they can find out all sorts of stuff about you. It says we immediately hand over information by clicking that button, such as the browser we're using, the device, screen resolution, how much time we spend on a page, when we click next, sometimes even our location. The information is worth millions of pounds, and they can tell if you are a return user, and I know from experience that websites often then increase their prices. The proposals will also include measures to prevent traders continuing to charge customers who have died. They've died, and they still continue to take the bleeding money out because you signed up for this monthly thing. Shocking state of affairs. Shocking. We've seen news stories in the papers and all that about people who have signed up to something, and then, like, I don't know, a lot of people, you see, they don't keep an eye on their accounts. I know my aunt doesn't. She ain't got a clue. You ain't got a clue what she pays to the electric and gas board. Oh, I don't know. I've just got a direct debit set out. I'm on that bleeding account every day. Same as my mate Richard, who's with us tonight. Hello, Richard. Honestly, every night I have a quick look just to check that someone hasn't logged into my account and stolen all my cash. And I have a look through, oh, what's that for? And if I don't know what that's for, I'm on the internet finding out. You must watch your account, kids. You must. If someone's drawing money out and you need to know about it so that you can ring up the bank, building society, credit card company, ASAP, as soon as possible, to stop it. Because if you don't get in quick enough, and that's another thing, you're better off always use a credit card. Now, I heard this the other day. With a credit card, you've got all sorts of things that are working in your favour, right? Such as losing money. I believe there's something in there which says you won't lose money. If you've got fraud activity on your credit card, you get the money back. I believe it's something like that. Not always the case with the debit card. It's like cash. You know, you walk through, I don't know, certain streets in Birmingham tonight, okay, with your wallet. Mugger comes along, takes your wallet. Hello, money's gone. How are you going to get that back? What are you going to do? What you can do? You don't know where they are, who they are, no idea. I believe it's the same if you lose money off a debit card. It certainly is one of those bank transfers. You know, like Western Digit, something, Western stuff. Best Western, I can't remember. Some money company where you can transfer money. Once you've done it, that's it. The money's gone, mate. I remember being in the building society once, and this is when I was going to buy my caravan, and it's like a private transaction, right? And you don't know about this, you know. You're about to put a lot of money. £8,000 is a lot of money, isn't it? It is to me anyway. You're about to put a lot of money in someone else's account that you don't really know. You don't really know them. And I went into the building site and I says, look, I'm not quite sure about this person. I don't really know them. And she said, what's it for? I said, well, it's for a caravan and it's on a site. She said, well, what you could do is send the money to the site and let them deal with it like that. But I didn't in the end. And I said, well, what happens if I transfer the money over and then I find out that I haven't actually bought the caravan, it's just some random person? She said, I'm afraid once you've transferred the money, once you've sent it, it's gone. That's it. You can't get it back. End of. I believe it's a very different case with credit cards. You can do something like charge back. I'm not 100% sure on exactly how that works. You don't look it up on the internet and they'll help you on there. But it surprised me when I saw that story. So if you've got an Apple computer, you know, there's lots of people who can't really afford expensive things, but there are things that they want to save up for that are expensive. And then they have these items. They might be living in a dump, you know, and haven't got even a telly, but they just wanted the Apple laptop. They've saved up for that, they've bought that, haven't got any more money now, and then they get ripped off because people think they're rich. You can't judge people by what they've got. Don't judge money, judge happiness. Come on, happiness. Oh, how many likes have we got so far to see my mate's photo? 6? Oh, you're not interested in that, are you? All right, fair enough. I've got a picture on my phone of my mate wired up in the hospital. He's there at this very moment, wired up. Perhaps there's a button on the wall somewhere where I can turn him off. Beep. Now, I'll make you this promise. If you're ever really ill and you're in an hospital and you want someone to turn the machine off, give me a ring. But I must film it at the time. I could do a show, couldn't I? Hello, welcome to tonight's United Kingdom Tour special event today. We're going to turn the life support off on someone's machine. Beep. Is that appealing to you or not? We want 14 likes to show you a picture of my mate who's in hospital. We've got 7. You're very slow on that. Let me tempt you a little bit more. He's topless in the photo. He's topless in the photo, okay? Let me see if that makes any difference to you. My mate's in the hospital. He's topless in the photo. All right, I'll leave you with that thought at the moment. Let's read some of your texts here. Hello to the lovely Vera. Vera is in the house. Vera's choice in the morning. Reach on air. I'm full of beans tonight, aren't I? I don't know why. Don't know why I'm full of beans. I've been ready for the show all day. Sometimes everything comes together really early, as in this morning, and I've been ready for it all day. So other times I could be here at 7:45, still trying to find things. Funny, isn't it, really? Vera says, good, hi Chris, getting ready for this, so thunder and lightning that we should have had yesterday. Oh yes, I agree, yeah. Well, every time I ask Amazon what the weather's going to be like, she says, there is a 51% it might rain today. There is a 51% chance of rain and it was today for 1 p.m, 5 p.m, and 6 p.m. Still nothing. And it was the same yesterday. 2 or 3 times yesterday they said it was going to rain. Nothing. Nothing. I saw a picture on Facebook earlier, actually, Vera, and someone who had been sunbathing in the garden, and suddenly it got cloudy, and they had bleeding icicles come down. You know, hailstones. Great big lumps of ice coming down out of the sky. He said it was 32 degrees 10 minutes ago. Now there's hailstones come down. My cousin who's in Australia has actually got pictures of a house storm that was there once. And these ices, they were like tennis balls. I kid you not. Hope they don't crash down on my bleeding solar panels, mate. Huh? Damage my solar panels. Anyway, perhaps you'll see the thunder and lightning. Let us know if anyone got thunder and lightning at the moment. I'll Be There was by the Jackson 5 and various other people. Thank you, Vera. You and I can make... Perhaps you'd like to ask for that one tomorrow morning on Vera's Choice in the Morning, when people join me at Reach on Air. There we are. Tomorrow morning I'll be on there. Hope you can join us. If you haven't tried that show yet, I don't know why. We have such a laugh on there. I love it. I love getting up at 7:15 in the morning and getting ready for that each morning. Reachonair.com. By the way, my very good friend Ross Patzelt will be on the radio tonight. I do hope you'll be able to join him later. Where's this little poster? There he is. There. Ross Patzelt is on tonight. Actually, shall we give him a ring later? 07872 634. Shall we give him a ring later? Shall we? Shall we give him a ring? He'd love that. I don't think anyone calls him. Let's give him a ring later. Yeah, that'll be a little bit of a laugh, wouldn't it? Vera says, I don't click on cookies. If I can't reject them all, then I don't use the website. And I do scroll through all the terms and conditions. So many third parties out there from around the world. Oh, there certainly is, isn't there? All over the place. Thank you. Good evening to DJ Sparky, where it is very hot and sticky where he is tonight. Good evening, DJ Sparky. Don't forget the email address as well, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. We have 11 likes now. Only 3 more likes, and I will show you the picture of my mate topless as we speak in hospital. Covered in wires. I really want to go round there and pull a wire off, see what happens. He's also got a camera in front of him, and they're going to watch him all night long. All night long, all night long. That one, yeah. They're going to watch him. It's something to do with his sleeping and not breathing and all that business. You know, one of those things. Okay, so I will show you that picture. In exchange for 14 likes. We have 13 at the moment. It's Rachel Weedland. Evening, Rachel. We had her husband call in last week on Sunday, wasn't it? Leo. It was nice to speak to Leo. Evening to you, Rachel. Evening to you, my darling. What else? What would you pay to see my feet? Who's going to send me a tip tonight? Let's put the tip number up. There you go. Who's going to send me a tip tonight to see my feet? Or a super chat? It can be like, you know, is it the sequel? The prequel? What's the beginning of the book? The preface. It could be like the preface to me opening an OnlyFans account, you know, where I do shows. Adult shows for people. Adult shows. Are you liking doing something like that? Adult shows. Huh? Well, let's start off with my feet. Why? Because I'll tell you why. Story in the Daily Mirror last week. It's one of the girls from Atomic Kitten. Now, I don't know if this was the girl that came up to me once while I was DJing at a place in Oxford and asked for her own record. I mean, how sad is that? Dear me. Oh, could you play one of my records? I didn't know she was. I didn't know she was. I had not a clue who she was. I'll put the record on. I think it was The Tide Is High by Atomic Kitten. Well, everyone sat down. I'm not paid to have people sitting down while I'm DJing, dear. They all sat down. So I took the record off. She weren't pleased. She weren't pleased at all. She come over moaning her head off. She says, why did you take my record off? When she says my record, I thought, her request. That's what I thought. Well, there was no one dancing. Yeah, but that's not really nice. You know that's my record. I said, I know, you asked for it. She said, yes, I know. It was my record and you took it off. Anyway, she went off with in a huff with two pretty boys. I thought, oh, well, it's one of those things. Okay. Then the promoter came over to me and he says to me, oh, that was hilarious, Chris. You've done some funny things in your time. That's the funniest ever. I said, what's the funniest ever? He said, taking her record off like that. I said, what, the tide is high, yeah. I said, right. And he looked at me quizzically. He said, you don't know, do you? I said, no, what? That's her. I said, I know that's her. She's the one who just asked for it. He said, no, that's her from Atomic Kitten. I love it, dear. Anyway, so as time went on, a little bit later on, she came over. She said, all right. She said, you know I was just joking with you earlier, didn't you? And I thought, that's a bit odd. She weren't joking. She was fuming. I said, oh, was she? Yeah. She says, I'm only joking with you, honey. Anyway, lovely night. Thanks ever so much. And walked away. I thought, that's a bit odd. And then later on in the evening, promoter came back over to me. He was a lovely chap, actually. What was his name now? Can't remember his bleeding name now. Can't remember his name. Anyway, he came back over to me, and I said to him, that's fun. It's really weird earlier. You know that Atomic Kitten girl? She came over. She was ever so nice to me. What did she say? I said, she said she was just joking. That's a bit weird, isn't it? He said, I'm not surprised. I said, why? I went over and told her you did a radio show. Little did she know there's only 5 people listening. I don't care, love. I don't care. Anyway, back to this story. Kerry Katona, apparently, says she is a millionairess again thanks to an X-rated website. Oh, I don't want anything mucky like that on this programme, my dear. Thanks to an X-rated website where she gets requests for pictures of her bare feet. Just a minute, I've lost something now. There it is. Pictures of my bare feet. People pay her money to see her feet. I don't get it. And what sort of perversion is that? Well, you would pay some. I don't know how much. I've no idea. Is it like £10, £100, £1,000? I've no idea. I mean, not being funny. I can understand someone wanting to go to a lady of the night, an escort, male or female. I get that, right? But why would you want to pay for someone to see a picture of their feet? You can't even touch them. You know, can't even touch them. What's that about? The former Atomic Kitten singer, 40. Oh, 40. Come on. She can't be 40. I'm 58, love. You can't be 40. Anyway, that's what it says in the Daily Mirror. The former Atomic Kitten singer, 40, was so skint as work dried up during the pandemic that she had to borrow cash from her mum. But now she's earned, top marks. If you can do it, why not? Why not? All these young people, boys and girls, on TikTok, they all do their little shows, which have to be clean for TikTok. You know, although, to be honest, some of them are very, very suggestive. Very suggestive. And then at the end of it, they'll have a little thing, you know, check out my OnlyFans account, link in bio. After deciphering what that actually means, there is a link to their OnlyFans account where they get their kit off and you have to pay them £10 or whatever it is a month. 10, 14, 15, 10, 15, something like that. It's not a huge amount of money. But I just don't understand why you want to pay someone £10, £15 just to see them naked. Don't get it. If you can do it, why not? She's now earning tens of thousands of pounds a month after setting herself up on the adult subscription site OnlyFans. Question is, are you going to pay me money to see my feet tonight? Will I get any cash at all? So as soon as I get some cash, I'll get my feet out. Yeah. Are you excited now? She says if it... Kerry was declared bankrupt in 2000. All that money she's had, and they spend it all. The same thing happened to Five Star years ago. Do you remember them? Run out of money. They run out of money. She got declared bankrupt in 2008. People are quick to say she's desperate. If I get out a bit of nipple. Oh, I feel ill now. I'm going to be sick into my handkerchief. Oh, nipples. No, not ladies' nipples. Nah, it's not for me. Not for me, love. People are quick to say she's desperate if I get out a bit of nipple. But I made my first million since bankruptcy. And I'm so proud. Did you hear what I said then? She's made $1 million on this thing. OnlyFans. All she does is get her feet... Well, it says she gets her feet... I mean, she must do other stuff, you know. Other stuff with things. Gherkins and cucumbers. Carrots. She said, if it wasn't for OnlyFans, I wouldn't have had money to invest in myself and in making more companies. Well, what companies does she... I mean, there's a picture of her. Do you want to see her in the bikini? I'm sorry, it's not... I don't know if she's had surgery or something there. Oh, no, dear. Oh, God. She goes on to say, and she's perfectly right with us. What upsets her is when you get Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise in Eyes Wide Shut, moaning and groaning in scenes, you know, scenes, those sort of things. Or Angelina Jolie and Julia Roberts getting their kit off. They get paid millions, they get awards. It's art, they say, darling. But I get judged. I'm not showing anything more than going topless on holiday. That's what she says. So she don't do anything more than going topless. Kerry never thought she'd see her 40s after toxic relationships, money woes, and a cocaine addiction drove her to the brink of suicide. So well done to her for getting out of all that, you know. She signed up to OnlyFans after having to borrow £50 from her mum. I've got something in my mouth there. As she could only afford to give her kids pasta, tinned and frozen food. Among her 2,000 subscribers who pay up to £18 a month. So, what's that then? 2,000 subscribers, £18 a month. God, I don't know. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 16. I can't do it. 18. Oh, it's 18 grand. So about 28 grand a month. 28 grand a month. £28,000 a month. That's what she gets. All she does is get them out. Well, you're missing out on something here. Wow. They pay £18 a month. Couples hoping to spice up their love life. Atomic Kitten fans and men fixating over her size 3 feet. Well, they're a bit small, aren't they? Is she Japanese? They got small feet, haven't they? Remember the geisha girls? Geisha girls. They had was it the geisha girls? They wrapped up their feet really tight, bless them. A pal told her a male friend was making thousands from the site that Kerry started looking into as a business opportunity. She's got 5 children. You see, your children coming across your stuff like that, does that not worry people anymore? I know we're not in the 1950s, and if you was to get your breasts out or anything like that then, you know, it would be very scorned upon. If you was an unmarried mother in that time, that would be scorned upon. It's not like that now. You know, everything goes. People don't care anymore. But, you know, if I was doing something like that, I certainly wouldn't want my children coming across it accidentally or something. Would you? You know? It says she shares her 2 eldest's with singer Brian McFadden. The middle two with Mark Croft, and the youngest with the... Oh, they're all the different fathers, are they? Okay. She discussed her plans with the kids and says none of them were shocked. That they're not bothered. She says, I just send sexy messages and pictures, but nothing more than topless. I've had loads of requests for foot selfies from people with foot fetishes. Some are men and women texting to me their sex issues, and I'm like a therapist to them, their fantasy. Others aren't crude at all. They'll see me on TV and say, you're smashing it, kid. What have you been up to today? I mean, fair dues. I certainly don't have a problem with it. Not really. But I want to know how much you're willing to pay me to see my feet. I mean, they are available tonight. My feet are available tonight. Good evening to Andy. Hello, Andy. Who says, evening, Chris. I like the idea of you on cam while doing your radio show. It was fun to see what goes on behind the scenes. Thanks very much for that, Andy. Yes, we do that little Facebook thing in the morning. I thought that was quite a nice little addition. I don't think I'd like the camera on for the whole show, though. You know, it gets a bit boring, especially if you might see me, having a bit of a scratch or something like that. Not really to be seen, Tony. A true professional, my love. Evening to Gary Ross. Gary says she needs a tag on her toe along with the body bag. Kerry Katoma. T-O-E-M-A. Very good, Gary. Very good. Is she not supposed to be bankrupt? Well, I don't know, to be honest. I don't know. I have no idea. Richard Morris has... Richard Morris has sent a picture in of the delightful Roman Kemp with his feet. Let's see if I can do this for you. I might actually have this one printed off, to be honest, Richard. I'll have to show it to you through the phone because, yeah, there he is. Little Roman Kemp, bless his heart. And he's got his feet up for the Google box. Is it Google box it's called, isn't it? Something like that. Hang on a minute, let's just zoom in and get you a better picture of his lovely feet. He's such a good-looking boy, isn't he? Yeah, hang on a minute. Don't tell his dad. I don't want him round here kicking the hell out of me. Hang on a minute. One minute. Come on, there you go. Roman Kemp and his feet. There you go. The most beautiful... Richard said, the most beautiful feet in the world. There you go. Isn't he beautiful, Roman Kemp? It should be illegal to be that good-looking, don't you think? Thank you, Richard. 07451287337 to get a message to me. Don't forget, I'm not in the chat box. Or you can send an email, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Phone line will be open as well in a moment or two. Did we get enough likes in for the feet? Yes, we did. Only just. I'm really surprised. Thought you might want to see a picture of my friend topless tonight. In hospital, attached to all sorts of wires. There he is. Look at him. That was him at... it's about an hour ago now. How is it 10 to 9? Where's that gone? Blimey. There you go. He's attached to all these pipes and wires. And what you can't see is that there's a camera right in front of him there, recording him. And they will watch the video a little bit later, after it's been recorded and what have you, and see why he stops breathing and all that business. All right, my darling, so thank you very much for your very kind likes on the show tonight. What else have we got today? Pigeons on the roof. How do you stop pigeons on the roof? Any idea? I have it myself at the caravan. I have it here as well. Quite honestly, I have no idea how to stop pigeons here getting on. Oh, wow, I know I've lost my blooming thing now. Where is it now? There it is. On the roof here, doesn't really bother me. The cooing is okay. What bothers me is that can they do damage to your roof, pigeons? I mean, I've got solar panels up on there as well. I hope they're not pooing all over my solar panels. I mean, you can't see poo from down there when I walk past, to be honest. Oops, sorry, I just banged the microphone. I wonder how you keep birds off a roof. Has anyone got an idea? Maybe you've had this before. Have you got a static caravan? They're the worst ones. I did actually have a couple of videos where pigeons have landed on the caravan and my security cameras picked them up there. And I mean, really, it's like that. It's very loud because they're little nails on the metal roof, you see. It's been very hot in my caravan. I wonder why. Shall we see how hot it is in my caravan at the moment? Look, I can tell. Right, hang on a minute. Logging into the system. 1 moment, please. Oh, 31.5 degrees. Can you see that or not? Yes, you can. 31.5 degrees in there at the moment. So check that out in the caravan living room. It's hot, isn't it? Gary Ross says, put Gary the cat up there to patrol. That would be a good idea. Don't muck around with Gary the cat. No other cats are allowed near this property anymore. Gary has taken over. I get up in the morning and go downstairs. He's asleep across the kitchen door. Outside. Protecting my property. Cats, foxes, mice, squirrels. They don't come in my garden anymore now. Not now that Gary the cat's moved in. I opened the door this morning. He strolls in like that. He's all round my legs. He pops out into the back garden, has a look. Then I went into the living room to put the telly on, came back out again, and there he is, sprawled out on the kitchen floor, just laying there looking at me. It's Gary the cat. It was a message someone put on one of the Facebook groups, Static Caravans Chat. How do you keep birds off a caravan roof? It's not really a problem. It's just a thing that happens a lot. A couple of years ago, I was at a Haven holiday, and one morning, Jesus, the noise that was on the top of that caravan roof, which was so noisy. Bang! I thought, what on earth is going on up there? And then in the morning, my nephew and his wife come down. Did you have seagulls on your roof today? I said, well, I had something on there, probably seagulls, yeah. They were so noisy. Oh, wonder why they went up on your roof then. I said, well, did you have them? No, we never had them. Funny, innit? I said, well, I don't know why they're up there. She said, are you sure? I said, no. And then she got some bread out and started chucking it on the roof, and then I clicked. It wasn't bread they threw up. The night before, they'd had chips. And they threw the old chips onto my roof, knowing full well what would happen. Like that. I know a lot of people have this. It's not really a problem, to be honest. It's just a thing that happens. And people have answered here, how do you keep birds off the roof? Someone says, hide their ladders. Hide the pigeons' ladders. There's pigeons out there now, walking around with ladders, trying to get on my roof. Hide the ladders. Someone says, throw bread on your neighbour's roof. I quite like that one. Someone says, we have a hawk kite on a pole. You can buy it from Amazon. Now, one of my caravan neighbours had one of those, and it was a big bird flying away. The only thing is, it broke. It was so windy one day, the thing broke. Cost them 30 quid, that did. Not a small amount of money to spend on something like that, to have it break. Someone says to put those spikes on like that go up, put them all over there. But, I mean, you'd be forever doing that, wouldn't you? You'd have to put an awful lot of them up there, wouldn't you? Throw bread on your neighbour's roof, someone says. It's not a bad idea, is it? Again, Adrian says, with great difficulty, try a hawk replica on the apex of your caravan. Someone else has got a model of a kestrel. And then they say the birds don't go anywhere near it anymore. I'm not quite sure how you would attach that to the roof. You don't think you'd want to stick it on. Certainly where my caravan is, I'm on the end. I take the direct hit of the wind, you know. And if you had something like on the roof, that could go flying off and straight through someone's window, couldn't it? Another bloke here. I think this is John Parrish, actually. Put the wife up first thing in the morning. Someone says, get a cat. Well, you could put a cat on a caravan roof. No problem. You could have a little slope going up there so I can go up and down. You can't just put it up there because that roof gets very hot and their little pads might burn, you know. You couldn't just put them up there. They need a way to get off there as well. What else have we got here? Leave a polite notice. Sounds strange, but it worked for us. Dear pigeons, please don't come on our caravan roof. Go and give them a stern talking to, it says. A lot of people on there saying it's just part of owning a caravan. I think it is really. It's okay. Motion sensor water pistols. Have you seen those? You get them for the garden, don't you, to frighten the cats off? That's not a bad idea. Actually, where the ones come on the roof here, sometimes I might be out there with the hose and I can hear the cooing. Ooh, ooh, and I know where they are. They're on the roof. I can't actually see them. They're up there. And I'll switch it to squirt mode, and the birds go flying off there. Someone on their site swears by snakes on his roof. He had a couple of plastic snakes on his roof and said, "No, he no longer has a problem. Plastic snakes." I don't know. A gun or one of those cannon things that goes off every 15 minutes. You might be a bit unpopular with the neighbours. Quite like that one. Oh dear. And someone says, turn your caravan upside down. There's a nice one as well. All right, so suggestions. Have you suggested anything? George Bond, hello George, says put up barbed wire. Poor little things. How would you put up barbed wire? It'd be an awful lot of barbed wire to go all over the roof, wouldn't it? Eh? Gary says, dress your blow-up man doll, Chris, like a square crow. And Rachel as well, stick George on your roof with his bow and arrow. George, you can sort them out, couldn't you? I could have you... Well, you wouldn't have to be up on there, would you? You wouldn't have to be up on there, to be honest, George. You could just stand down. Stand down the front there and just keep an eye out for when they arrive. Pigeons all over the place. Outrageous. Thank you, Vera. Let me have a look. That hasn't come through yet. Hasn't come through yet, Vera. Hang on, let me just... Spam folder. Thank you, spam. Yeah, Andy, put a statue of Piers Corbyn up there. Chris, that's enough to scare anyone. He is quite scary looking. He looks like a dirty old tramp, he does, doesn't he? I'm sorry to speak ill of the dead, but he does. He looks like a dirty old tramp, that Piers Corbyn. Blimmin' well go and have a wash and a shower and cut your hair, dirty man. Oh, thank you. Shania's... Oh, Shania's here. Wow. Evening, Shania. Thanks for joining us. 3 minutes to 9. What's your excuse this time? Were you doing something in the church? I think you just forgot. That's what happens now. People just forget. After the show, I've got to go up to my mate's house, actually, and feed the cats. 10 o'clock at night. Mind you, it's not so bad. Walking around in this sort of heat is actually quite a pleasant experience. Talking of which, I'm just going to turn that down a bit more. I do feel quite warm in here tonight. Good evening to the delightful Amelia Phillips. Evening, Amelia. Hope you're well. Now, listen, at 9:30, remind me to do the raffle. We forgot to do a raffle on Monday, didn't we? Then we're going to do a raffle today. Didn't do it, did I? Look, I got raffle. Hang on. I got tickets. And I got a tin. Oh. There it is, my Quality Street tin. One moment, please. And I got my tin. And you will win one of our wonderful, huge stickers. Check these out. Look at the size of that. To give you an idea of the size, let me place it next to my little tin of mints, which is standing by if someone calls in later. And we will now open the phone lines. Da, 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 da. Lines are open. Operators are standing by now, boys and girls. Telephone... Where's our operators? Where are the operators? Just a minute. Operators. I can't find my operators. There they are. They're standing by in the room next door, gang, waiting to take your calls into this worldwide famous show. Call in now. 020... Oh, hang on. That's in the wrong place, isn't it? Just a minute. Let me just get rid of that, please. Just a minute. That's wrong. That is incorrect. Incorrect. Let's just delete that. Delete that. Hang on a minute. Let's just come back to the camera with the phone. There it is. Where's that? I copy that. Copy that. And let me just go back to the operators again. So talk amongst yourselves for a moment and paste that. Ah, there we go. That's better. A phone number is now in the correct place. I do like things in the correct place. Otherwise, they sort of start jumping all over the screen, you see. 0208 144 3477 if you want to call in. If you don't, that's fine as well. Doesn't bother me, okay? It's there if you want to use it. If you're new to the show, a warm welcome along to you. It's just a little bit of fun we have a few times a week here. The way to contact me is not in the chat box. I'm not in a chat box at all. You can either text a message to me if you want to, 07451287337, or you can send an email, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk, or you can call in 020 or you can just sit there happily and just watch with the rest of the people. All right. George Bond says, what's the raffle for? I just told you. Are you deaf? Hello? Testing. Is this on? Is anyone listening tonight? Are you there, dear? Evening to Leslie Ross. Hello, Leslie. Not time to ask for tickets yet, my love. That will be at 9:30. Tickets will be given out at 9:30. Vera says, if it all fails, put a fiddler on the roof. Oh, it's funny you should mention that with Shania here. She's a fiddler. Yes, she plays the violin. Surely, you weren't there on New Year's Eve, were you, Vera? New Year's Eve, we did I'd never done one before, a New Year's Eve show, and I had Auld Lang Syne, and Shania was playing it on the violin, and I was playing it on the organ. I do have the video somewhere, not on the system at the moment. Not on the system at the moment. Well, it was lovely, that was. And we put that together, literally, in the last... It was about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I think we did it. Something like that. That was nice. Shania's working late today at school at a Leavers barbecue event. Oh, no, Shania, have you been eating bits of dead animals? Oh, Shania. How about a nice roasted corn on the cob? Some nice pieces of barbecued... or was it called now? Barbecued halloumi. Or barbecued peppers. No dead animals, my love. No dead animals. George Bond's on the line. Have you been eating dead animals today, George?
Yes.
Oh. What poor animal has laid down its life for the satisfaction of your stomach today?
Chicken.
Poor little chickens. I'm very sad now, George. Anyway, carry on. What you ringing in for?
Just to let you know, I put a new video up on my YouTube.
All right, yes, and where can people find that, please?
Bond Empire.
Bond Empire. That sounds very suspiciously like the same sort of title as the Butler's Empire channel.
No.
Well, it sounds very similar to me, my darling. You have got a habit of copying other people, my love.
That's been on there years.
What has?
The Bond Empire.
Not as many years as the Butler's Empire. Do you think I should do a Reardon Empire? What do you think?
Yeah, that's an idea.
Do I need to rebrand myself? Do I need to be rebranded? Perhaps where I have more success as something else?
I'll tell you what you could do. You know, there used to be a bingo channel.
Yes.
You could change that to Reardon Empire.
Reardon Empire. But what would I do on there?
Put, like, you know when you live stream on yours about the kids? Not yours, but your...
The children's thing that we do, yeah. That's great fun, that was last week, yeah.
You could live stream it for your Reardon Empire.
I think we might be doing another one of those next week, actually. Another children's game of some sort. That might be a good idea. Eh?
Yeah. You could use the Reardon Empire one.
The Reardon Empire. I like it, darling, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, how far would my tentacles spread, I wonder, with something like that? How's your nan? Is she all right?
Yeah. Do you want to know what my video was about?
Yes.
Building a barbecue.
Have you built a barbecue?
Yes.
Oh, where did you get the bits from? IKEA. Oh. Is it a wooden barbecue or a metal one?
No, home base, I meant to say.